Hey everyone, welcome to this week's live stream. So this is we skipped a week last week, so I hope you all are ready to practice. I see that Paul is already live in the chat. So Paul, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for all these amazing comments this morning. What a great way to start off the class. So some requests that we already have in are doing some stuff to open up the back, some stuff to open up the calves, the feet, cobbler's pose or butterfly pose, and also we're going to work on our lotus. So if lotus is not something you practice, don't worry, I will give lots of variations so that you won't necessarily need to practice it, but if you want to, you can always try. So we're also trying out a new lens today. So Dave just got 2 lenses last week that we've been playing around with. So let us know what you guys think about the video in this one. As always, we're always trying to increase the production quality for you guys and making sure that this is awesome. So as usual, I'm going to wait a couple more moments. If there's any other requests or poses that you'd like included in today's class, then make sure you let me know in the comments. Also, just let me know if you're here. It's always nice knowing when I've got people online. It helps me make sure that I feel like I'm, talking to people and not just a camera. But, both ways are fine. So just to start off, what I want to do is just give some love to some of my YouTube community. So the first one, so Dave's going to try and post these links in the URL, in the chat, the URLs in the chat. And then I've also posted them in the description. So make sure you guys check these amazing YouTubers out. So one of them is the Tattooed Ronin. So he's honestly become a friend of mine throughout this whole YouTube journey. Him and I talk pretty frequently. He's got a really amazing channel where he does a lot of do-it-yourself sort of workout equipment. And so, he started all this with all the stuff going on in the world. And it's just amazing what you can do for very, very cheap in the like using like things that you could buy just at Home Depot or like something like that. The amount like how inexpensive it can be, and you can really get some good weight. So if you're looking to do like strength building or just get some variety in your workouts at home, for some of us that might still have gyms that are closed and things like that, or maybe just don't feel comfortable going to the gym, so definitely check them out. It's super awesome. Oh, Paul, I'm so glad that it's really clear, and I'm glad that you can hear and see me. So that's awesome. I'm so happy you're here. So thanks so much for being here, Paul. But yeah, make sure you guys check out Tattooed Ronin. He's amazing. He's just such an amazing person. So not only does he have incredible content, but he's just such an amazing person. You'll really get that when you kind of go check out his channel. So make sure you guys go check him out. The next person is Jess Kaplan. So some of you in the YouTube community probably already know her. She is, I think she's like 4 subs away from hitting 1,000. So she's very, very close to getting that sort of magic number. So definitely head over to her channel. It's freaking amazing. Augie, oh my gosh, Augie, I'm so happy you're on here. This is so cool that you're catching the live. So Jess, so make sure you guys check out Jess Kaplan. She's so close to hitting her magic number. She does all things about like a healthy and active lifestyle. If you're into like activewear and things like that, she does a lot of really great reviews. She also goes on some really beautiful hikes, and she's really inspiring in terms of just trying to get you pumped up and motivated to sort of get active, get moving, that kind of thing. I didn't have Augie in this one, but Augie, I'm going to give you a nice shout out because honestly, I find Augie one of the most inspiring individuals. He just turned 60, and honestly, I know very few people that have more energy than him. So go check out his channel. He will definitely have you moving, and he'll make sure that you feel inspired. He talks about a lot of really cool topics as well, and he's just like phenomenal. So make sure you guys go check him out. The other 2 channels that I wanted to shout out are Way of Kung Fu. So Mike is from Colorado. He is a Tai Chi and a Kung Fu teacher, and he talks just a lot about sort of like his thoughts and principles around life. And it's really interesting. It's a really good perspective. It'll definitely help you stay motivated, definitely just give you some nuggets that you might need right now. So definitely go check him out. And then the last one is My BS Life. So he's another Canadian. He is in Ottawa though. And he does some amazing sort of like workouts and things like that. Dave, it went blank. It went off. Sorry, guys. um, what was I saying? My BS Life, so he's awesome. Sorry, guys, just we've got the computer set up so that I can see the comments on the TV, and it just like went to screensaver mode. So Dave's managing like all these computers. I'm going to stop talking soon, I promise. So what I wanted to say about my BS Life is he's just awesome. So he's just like a normal guy, just wanted to start getting fit. And so he's built this incredible community around him. He's so funny. He does a lot of live streams. I actually did a live stream, or I was on his live stream that he did this week. So if you're interested, go check it out. A lot of really cool YouTubers on there. And again, he does like a lot of workout stuff. He even did like an ab challenge that he did in front of Niagara Falls, which like that looked actually a little scary, but he did amazing. So anyways, and hey Daniel, I'm so glad you're here. All right. So now that we've gone through all of that, I think it's time to get started. So again, last little bit, I mean, you're more than welcome to add poses in or things like that throughout the class, because I have the comments up here on the screen, but otherwise we're just gonna get started. So to get started, I want you to just find any comfortable position. If you wanted to start sort of working in your lotus, maybe actually pick lotus, but we aren't warmed up. So just depending on how tight your hips are, I might recommend just picking something else. But what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of breathing just to kind of get here. We'll do a little bit of a stretch, and then we'll kind of flow it out, cool it down, and then that's it. So we're going to get all that done in about 30 minutes. So from here, any seated comfortable position, it doesn't matter if you're on the couch, if you want to put a pillow underneath your butt, if you want to be on your shins like I am, if you want to sit and just have your legs out, it doesn't really matter. So just anything that feels good for your body, let's start with that. Okay, so from here, what we're gonna do is, so normally we just do regular breathing, but actually I want to do a little bit of square breathing with you guys. So what square breathing is we're gonna breathe in for 4, we're gonna hold for 4, we're gonna breathe out for 4, and then we're gonna hold again for 4. Oh, Kath, awesome. I'm so happy you're here all the way from Calgary. So thanks so much for coming on. It's pretty early over there. So anyway, so we're going to do some square breathing. Square breathing is really good to help you kind of clear your mind. It's good to get your focus back. It's good to just sort of wake everything up. It's also good if you are feeling very stressed out. It can really help you relieve some of that tension. So definitely check that out. I actually found out that this is something that they teach in the military quite often. So it's something that they believe in. It's a very powerful breathing tool. So we'll just do it a few times just so you kind of get used to it. But I wanted to just share this as something that, you know, if you guys needed a breathing technique, at least you can kind of try that one out. So from here, nice seated, comfortable position. Hands can be wherever you want. If you want to try to receive energy, maybe have your palms open. If you feel like you need a bit more grounding, feel free to just grab your stomach or just touch the floor between wherever your legs are. Just try and touch the ground. And again, just wherever you want, just try to take it nice and easy here, nice and relaxed. See if you can straighten up here through the spine. Nice straight line between the head, neck, spine, back. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna breathe. So closing those eyes just so that you can really focus internally or just soften the gaze. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. All right, slowly just breathing at your own pace, no holds. Just few breaths. Inhale, exhale. Letting it go, shaking it out. And then slowly opening up your eyes. So we did that for 5. So see how that feels. See if you feel like a little bit more energized, if you feel a little bit more focused. Kath, I'm so glad that you caught the live stream too. So thanks again for being here. And so just kind of see how you feel after doing that little bit of a breathing routine. Again, that was only doing it for 5 counts. You can do this for 10 counts, however you need. And if you find that the inhales and the exhales and the holding, that it feels like a lot, then just, bring it down to 3, bring it down to 2, and you can always work up to 4 over time. Okay, so from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come into our tabletop position. So from here, we're gonna do a few rounds of cat and cow, and then we're gonna start doing some stretching. So just stretching out the spine here, so looking up, inhale, and exhale. Coming into your cat, arcing that spine, bringing that belly button to the spine, everything except for your eyes are pointing to the sky, and coming into your cow. Now just do this at your own breath. Feel free to do any other bits of movement if you want to maybe sort of do side rolls instead, if that feels better. If you want to maybe instead of doing cat and cow, because that doesn't feel good, maybe you just want to spend some time circling out the wrists and the ankles. Just take your time here, finding something that feels nice and going at your own pace, going with your breath. We're going to do this a few times. Cat and cow, if you're new to yoga, can also be something that, it may be weird to sort of bend your body this way because you've never done it. So just keep trying and just see how this feels. I want you to make this work for you. And again, sometimes it's just you've got to kind of do it a few times before your brain really understands what you're trying to do with the body. All right, from here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the feet all the way out, or we're going to come onto our shins and tuck these toes underneath. I want you to try and spread the toes so that you can get all 5 of your toes. Hey, Rexel. Oh, top of the tower, top of the CN tower. That's amazing. Hey, I'm so glad you're here, Rexel. So from here, we're just going to start putting some weight into these toes and start bringing that weight backwards. So I want you to, so if this feels like very intense, especially if you're on your feet a lot. So Paul was mentioning that, he's working in the emergency department. He's frontline worker, so he's on his feet a lot. So first of all, Paul, thanks so much for doing what you do because you're keeping all of us safe, risking your life every day, and just thank you for everything you do. And so hopefully, depending on how this is feeling, you may want to put your hands on the mat to sort of relieve some of that tension. Now, if you feel comfortable here, then I want you to start bringing that weight backwards to get a little bit more weight on the toes. And we're just going to breathe here. So I want you to take this, again, this is about you, this is your practice. So if this is feeling excruciating, then I want you to just come out of it for a second, tap those feet out, and then meet back. Okay, so just try to do what you can here. This can take, time of repeatedly doing this. This is like really start opening up here through the feet. So just holding here, we're gonna breathe. So I'm gonna count to 3. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Dave, I think you're right. We do need to do one on the top of the CN Tower. We should see if Rexel can hook that up for us. All right, hands coming back down. Let's just tap the feet out all together. From here, what we're gonna do is, without the toes being tapped and with the feet still here, what we're gonna do is do the same thing, except pick the knees up off the ground here. Now, again, see how this feels for your body. If this feels too much, maybe the knees come a little bit closer, right? They don't need to come up quite as high. But if you can, then you're gonna try and get those knees up high, bring that weight back. And again, we're gonna hold this here for 3. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, bringing those knees back onto the mat, hands coming forward, and then just tapping those feet out one more time. All right, coming onto our seats, we're gonna bring the feet out, and this time what we're gonna do is work on our calves a little bit. So what I want you to do is really flex the toes here, see if you can straighten the knees. It's hard to do this in a uniform. Yeah, I feel like this might be a little bit tough. Sorry, Rexel. So from here, bring those toes facing towards you, and I want you to just flex that. So you should feel your legs are active here, and you should feel this here in the calves. So we're gonna just hold this here, holding that tension for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now I want you to just kind of tap the toes so you can do them together. I like doing them opposite, so you're just going to kind of point one toe and then bring it back up, just to sort of get those calves moving a little bit, see what this feels like. Okay, from here, what we're going to do is, again, bring those toes pointing towards you. Inhale and exhale, point. Inhale towards you, exhale, point. Inhale towards you, and exhale, point. Okay, so what I want you to do is just sort of move your wrists and your ankles in a bit of a circle. We'll just get those released and go the other way. And then let's start our flow. Okay, so from here, coming into your first downward dog, spreading those hands, nice strong hand foundation, getting those hips high, maybe bending the knees here if that feels good, maybe working towards straightening the legs, see what this feels like. First downward dog, so maybe pedaling out the feet here, bringing the heels down. Maybe bringing the knee sort of in so that you're twisting side to side. Maybe you need to release the neck a little bit, so just nodding the head yes, nodding the head no. I want you to just really make this downward dog about you. Now, if your calves are really tight, definitely try and bend your knees here. See if you can get a connection here between the belly and the thighs. Breathing here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. From here, let's come into our plank. We're gonna bring our knees all the way down. If you wanna make this more challenging, knees can come up. We're gonna come into our Chaturanga. And from here, coming into Cobra or Upward Dog, hanging out here just for a breath. Inhale and exhale. Coming back down onto the belly. We're gonna just stretch our shoulders here. So we're gonna bring right palm out and bring that left leg over. So rolling over, barrel roll here. Now you can bring the left palm here behind your back to help you kind of get a little bit deeper if that feels good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. From here, coming back to center, coming back into that cobra or upward dog, whatever you like. Inhale And exhale. Coming back down to the mat. Left palm's coming out. Rolling over that shoulder, head's coming down. Maybe bringing that right palm behind your back for a little bit of a deeper stretch. Just breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, coming back to center. Coming into our cobra one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale, rolling over the toes, coming back into your downward dog. All right, so let's flow it out a little bit, get the body moving. So inhale, stepping or hopping top of the mat. Inhale, palms coming out. Exhale, palms coming down. One more time. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, folding over the legs. We're gonna hang out here just for a breath. Feel this, maybe bending the knees, getting that connection between the belly and the thighs. Letting that head hang. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Palms coming to the mat, stepping or hopping all the way back. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathing here, 3 breaths. Choose movement, choose stillness, whatever is working for you. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's pick up the pace. Stepping to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, palms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, back flat, look up. Exhale, step or hop all the way back. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. From here, right leg lifts. Stepping in between the palms, coming into your high lunge. Breathing here. Inhale. And exhale, palms coming to the mat, stepping back. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg lifts. Step between the palms, high lunge. Rexel, I'm glad I make it look easy. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Just breathing here, inhale. And exhale, palms to the mat, leg coming back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Rexel, I'm glad that you think the mic's good, and I'm glad that you think I make this look easy. I hope you don't have a broken back, but we can definitely work on the tight hips. So holding here in your downward dog, just breathing. 3 breaths, and then we're gonna starting to open the hips up for our lotus. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. All right, stepping again, top of the mat, inhale, arms up. And exhale, palms coming down. All right, so if you're gonna practice lotus, what we're gonna do is we're going to take our right foot, bring it to the top here on top of our hip bone. I really want you to be mindful here of your knee. If this doesn't feel good, then please do not do this. This takes quite a bit of opening in the hips, and I will give you another option. So option is to either stay here, or maybe what you're gonna do is take your right palm, wrap it around the back body, grabbing the toe, and a left arm lifts up. Okay, so core's active, watching the knee, watching this foot, and holding here. If lotus is not something, or this is half lotus, but if this is not a position you want to try, maybe you're going to do tree pose instead. So tree pose, depending on where you are in your journey, you're either going to have toes on the mat, just near the ankle. Maybe you're going to start practicing with your balance a bit more, lifting up that foot on the ankle, or maybe, whoop, I'm falling here. Maybe you're going to try and get that foot on the thigh, lifting the arms up here. Okay, so pick whichever variation feels good for you. Rexel, which tattoo? So from here, right palms coming behind you, whoop, and I'm falling out of this. So this just goes to show you, right? Like I fall out of this stuff too. So if you're falling out of it, just laugh. Don't get frustrated. Sometimes in yoga, we take ourselves too seriously, but honestly, we're practicing our balance. We're practicing our stability. Sometimes we're gonna fall. So breathing here, 3 breaths, picking your pose. Now, if you're in this position, your half lotus, see if you can bring that knee a little bit towards the back. So pushing that knee to help hold your balance. Breathing here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, slowly letting go of that foot and bring that foot all the way down. Kels, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. All right, from here, top of the mat, inhale your arms up. Let's fold over the legs, flow it out, and then we're gonna do the other side. So stepping or hopping all the way back, Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. All right, stepping again, top of the mat, inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms coming down. All right, so we're gonna do the other side. So sometimes when you're doing balancing poses, sometimes we hold tension more in one side of the body over the other. So if you're kind of doing this and you do the other side and you're like, wow, this feels really different, that's totally fine. That might be the case. So whatever you did on the first side, we're gonna do the same thing on the second side, okay? So I did this one, whoop, if I can get into it. Watch your foot foundation as well. So this will really help you to stay grounded. Pick whichever position, whether you did tree pose or whether you're taking this half lotus position, grabbing the toes, tucking that core, arms coming out if you're taking this more advanced version, otherwise taking tree pose. So just breathing here. Augie, I'm so glad this is great. Let me know which modifications you need to do and let me know if I need to provide more variations because it really helps me to make sure that I'm making everything accessible, which is a big goal for me. So just breathing here, 3 breaths, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, last breath. Rexel, let me know too, because again, the more that I hear your feedback, I like really encourage it because it helps me to make sure I'm designing this stuff for you. Because I'm not here for me, I'm here for you guys. Okay, so from here, what we're gonna do is inhale, folding over the legs, stepping all the way back, Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog and downward dog. All right, this is gonna be the last downward dog of the day. So enjoy it, whatever you need to do. If you want to play with it a little bit, maybe you want to come onto the toes. If you're a bit more of an advanced practitioner and you want to maybe you just want to have some fun here, feel free to even do some hops. Maybe try to play around with your handstand a little bit. Otherwise, just holding your downward dog, maybe picking up one foot, maybe picking up the other foot. Last downward dog before we start to stretch it out. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. All right, coming all the way onto the seat. Let's do a back, we'll do our folds first, so we'll do our backward. Steel-toed boots definitely don't help, for sure. Okay, so from here, we're gonna first go into our cobbler's pose. So what I want you to do is bring those feet together. Butterfly pose is what this is also called. Knees are coming all the way out, and we're gonna do 2 variations. So the first one, I want you to bring the feet all the way nice and tight to the body. I want you to see if you can take your hands and wrap them around the feet. You might be up here, right? So I know my knees come down pretty far, but you know, this is because I've been practicing a really long time. So if you're more like up here and this is uncomfortable, it's okay. This is an uncomfortable pose. So just do what you can. I want you to really listen to your body here. Nice flat back. And this might be kind of where you stay. If you feel like you've got still a little bit more to go, then I want you to think about going up and over, and you're going to see if you can get your eyes and your head sort of going over the feet here. So just breathing here, keeping that back flat, and maybe using your elbows here to help bring those knees down just a little bit more. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Last one here, inhale and exhale. All right, from here, we're gonna bring those feet out a little bit further. And what we're gonna do is aim to get the forehead to the feet. Now, that might sound crazy, and maybe it is. So what I want you to do is just focus on rounding the back. So by rounding the back, you know, you're gonna have a little bit more space. And just wherever your hands and wherever your forehead lands, just hold it there. So if you are a bit more flexible, you might be able to come down like this, but don't feel like that is, you know, the only way to get benefit out of the pose, because it's not. So just really just look for that stretch, look for that release. And option to do the one that we just did before. So again, we're gonna hold that there for 3. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, coming back up. So now what we're gonna do is start to see if we can play with our lotus. So lotus, I'm gonna give some other variations if you don't wanna try lotus. So if you don't wanna try lotus, we're gonna do a few other forward folds instead. So what we're gonna do is just a standard forward fold to start. So just bringing those knees up if you need to, and I want you to just fold. Option to bring a pillow or something like that underneath if that feels good. And just maybe even slowly, if you don't have a pillow, slowly see if you can bring those legs to straight. But I want you to focus on keeping the belly and the thighs connected here, okay? We're looking for that opening in the lower back, just trying to sort of get a little bit of a stretch through the hamstrings as well. Okay, so if you're with me and you want to try doing lotus, so first place you're going to start is just bringing right foot on. Some practitioners are really specific about sort of which leg is under and over. I don't really care, for like, just you do you. That's what I'm all about. So you do you. So I like having my right leg first. So you can play with that. Maybe you're going to start with just half lotus, and this is where you're going to start. Oh, nice. Kels, I'm so glad. Hey, Kels' mom. I'm so glad you guys are both on here. This is really cool. So, Kels, where in the world are you now? So from here, if you're in half lotus, you're going to stay here. And if you want to try full lotus, you're going to take the other foot and bring it in. So it's almost like a reverse cross leg, I guess. So this takes some time to get used into the knees and all that stuff. So if this doesn't feel like it's coming easily, that's okay. It normally does not. So playing with that, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to hold this here just for a second. Hi, Shady Bearcat. Hello from Egypt. That's incredible. It's lovely to see people all around the world here, so thank you so much for coming. So in lotus, we're going to start here, just hanging out here in lotus. If you're in the other version and you're doing a forward fold, still holding that. So we're going to hold this here, maybe grabbing the legs here, opening up here through the chest. Seeing what this feels like. Since we did the half lotuses before, this should feel a little bit easier in the hip creases. Breathing here. And now if you are in this pose, we're gonna do something a little bit more crazy just because, you know, just because why not? So what we're gonna do here, and if you want to do something a little bit crazy, but you're in the other version, maybe try to come to cross-legged and you can try this one as well. Kel, it's awesome that you're in Pennsylvania and back to NYC tomorrow. Oh, of course. I'm glad that you guys got the shout out. I gotta shout out some of my favorite people always. You know how it goes. So from here, what we're gonna do is bring the hands all the way onto the mat. And what I want you to try to do is we're gonna try and pick up the butt. So picking it up, this eventually, I can't actually do this, but this eventually will help you so you can jump back from this position. It's something that I'm working on. So if you can do that, then go ahead and do that because it's freaking awesome. But basically, we're gonna pick up that butt and maybe see if you can try and bring the hips back. Otherwise, just coming down. Okay, so coming out of your lotus, come out nice and slowly. You really wanna kind of watch your ankles here and just really listen to your body. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one round of back bends and then we're gonna go into our final pose, Shavasana. And actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do back bends, then we're gonna do a twist on each side, and then we're gonna go. So from here, coming back down. Now, if you practice wheel, feel free to go right into wheel. Otherwise, if you're with me, what we're gonna do is just see if you can touch the back of the heels here. Feet are pressed into the floor, knees are pointing forward, and lifting up those hips. So really sort of like firing up that core, tucking that tailbone, and just breathing here. So holding here, maybe even tucking those shoulders underneath, clasping those hands together to deepen your back bend. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bringing the butt all the way down onto the mat and hugging in the knees here. So from here, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach my favorite twist because I think it's the best way to get into the back. But if you like a different twist, feel free to do that one instead. So what we're gonna do is I want you to take your hands out to the side and you're gonna take the left foot and try to cross it over the right one. So it's okay if you're like really far out here, that's totally fine. And what I want you to do is you're gonna bring those knees all the way over to the right-hand side. So with the hands out, you're gonna pivot your shoulders and try to get this left shoulder onto the mat. Now, depending on how often you do twists, depending on how often you sort of get into these poses, this might feel very uncomfortable. And if it is, maybe you're gonna just come back up here and just bring those legs over to the side, okay? Otherwise, trying to get a little bit tighter here, this will just really get into this back side area, which gets so tight when you're sitting a lot. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. All right, coming back to center, hugging in those knees, and then we're gonna go to the other side. So again, maybe doing this nice cross or just taking the knees and bringing them over, okay? So whatever works for you, bringing those knees over, feeling that twist, trying to get this right shoulder all the way onto the mat. Again, these are all just cues, so if you're not feeling it, that's totally fine. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. All right, coming back to center, hugging in those knees. And when you're ready, coming into your final Shavasana. Now, if cobbler's pose or butterfly was feeling good for you, maybe taking the same sort of diamond shape with your legs for Shavasana. Otherwise, bringing the legs out, mat width. Hands, again, depending on how you're feeling. If you're feeling low energy, maybe having the palms up to try and receive energy. If you need some grounding, maybe just bring the palms onto the mat. Or if you need a little bit more, maybe even just grabbing and touching somewhere on the belly to feel that connection to your own body. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continuing on at your own pace, taking this last little bit of time to just recover, process, feel all the different stretching, the movements that we just did. Just breathing. And as you settle, I'm going to read the quote of the week. The quote of the week is by Barack Obama. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. I do that every day. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows you have the courage to admit when you don't know something and to learn something new. It can be really normal when you don't know something to feel like you should. We start to get down on ourselves, wondering why we don't know those things. But the truth is, it would be impossible to know everything. So listen to yourself, listen to what you need, but don't feel like you need to have all of the answers. Again, that would be impossible. Someone once told me that by us being so individualistic, we try to do everything on our own, and we actually miss a big part of the human experience. By not asking for help, you're also taking away the gratitude and the satisfaction that others get from being able to help you. You lose that opportunity to bond and to connect with others. So that experience is actually being taken away from two people, you and the person that might be willing to help. Reach out to your family, to your friends, to your community, or to an expert. Grab a book. Ask questions. It's all part of the journey. We can't know everything, and there's a certain freedom that you'll get when you realize that you won't have all the answers. So just taking last few breaths. Just letting everything sink in, deciding if that quote or that message meant anything for you. If it did, just take a second to let it resonate. And if it didn't, just let it wash away. Just breathing here, last few breaths. Now when you're ready, slowly wiggling those toes, wiggling those fingers. Maybe giving yourself a nice long body stretch. And then flipping over onto one side, using that arm as a bit of a pillow. And slowly coming up into any seated position of your choice. So just breathing here, inhale, 3 breaths together, and exhale. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Last breath, inhale, and exhale. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank yourself for making some time for you. and namaste. All right, that's it. I definitely went a bit longer today than I normally did. So if you still stuck around, then thanks so much for sticking around. Augie, that's awesome that you did your main workout, and I'm really glad that you kind of joined us for this. So definitely let me know what you thought. And totally agree with you. You know, no one knows everything. So I'm glad that you like that quote. Kels, I'm glad that you guys were vibing with us for this one. I'm glad that you like these words. And Mama, thanks so much for being here. Yeah, Sylvana, of course we can. So you know what we'll do is I think maybe for the next live stream that we do, we'll focus a little bit more on breathing and get that connection down because the box breathing is so helpful. Kick it with Dang. Awesome. Thanks so much for being here. This is such a surprise that you're on here. Thanks so much for checking it out. For those of you, if you guys are looking for a cool YouTube channel, Kick It with Dang is awesome. So he does a lot of men's reviews on different things. So he actually just posted, I think his video this week was about gifts that you can get for guys. So I definitely am gonna, I haven't watched it yet, but I can't wait because, you know, I got some guys like Dave and things that I gotta be thinking about for Christmas and whatnot. So anyways, go check them out. Nice. I'm glad that they were a little bit more advanced. So lotus for sure is a bit challenging, especially if you don't have that hip flexibility. But I'm really glad that you enjoyed the challenge, Dang. Rexel, I'm glad that you like this one. It is going to be a freaking beautiful day. Definitely to ride some bikes. Guys, make sure you guys check out Rexel Bikes. So he is one of our really good friends. He in real life, and he has his own YouTube channel. So he talks a lot about bikes. He's got some wicked reviews on there if you're looking for different things for your bike. And he's just got really cool content. So he's a small YouTuber just like us. So definitely check him out, give him some love, send him some support. And Raxel, thanks so much for tuning in today. Augie, I'm really glad that you're here. Honestly, it's really awesome. 3:45 p.m. It's actually a really good time to stretch. So I'm really glad that you were able to make it. So guys, we did kind of change up our schedule, as you guys probably know. So we're now just doing the live streams bi-weekly, but I'm always trying to get feedback from you guys in terms of what's working, what's not. On the deck for classes this month, so we're only releasing one sort of main video, I guess, a week. And so coming up this week we're going to be doing IT yoga number 3. So IT yoga is really made for those of us who are spending excessive amounts of time sitting. So if you're like a gamer, if you have an office job, maybe you do both, maybe you do a lot of editing, things like that, then definitely check that series out. I'm going to make it, normally I think about 20 minutes or so with that one, but I'm actually planning to make this one a lot longer. Mainly because I've been getting a lot of feedback that everyone's kind of really feeling it in the shoulders. So when I do the IT yoga, it's mainly around lower back, hamstrings, shoulders, and neck. So those are sort of the main focus areas. So stay tuned for that one. I've also got my beginner yoga part 2 that's going to be coming out at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that one. And actually, as a request from Augie Silver Fitness, I am going to be doing an upper body strengthening. So I have kept it sort of unisex because I think men and women can sometimes have this issue, but it is going to be a little bit more directed for women because we tend to have a lot more struggle trying to get that upper body strength going. And Ricardo, thanks so much for joining. I hope you're doing well. Another fellow Canadian who's here. So thanks so much for tuning into this one. And last 2 things is, so Adrian and Nico, I don't know if you guys are following them yet. They do a live stream that's normally right after this one. It probably has just started. So if you guys are looking to really get the energy going, get a workout in, they do like a lot of burpees, a lot of very high sort of intensity workouts. Those guys are beasts. They are super fit and they will definitely keep you motivated. Definitely go check them out. And also Victoria's Sequence, another small YouTuber normally does a live stream in about an hour. So she's got some great content. She really focuses on a lot of variation in what she does. She invents her own sort of sequencing and stuff, and it's really awesome. So definitely check that out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed that class. I hope it was accessible enough. Again, always happy for feedback. So if there were moves that you were just really not feeling and they just weren't feeling good, then I want to hear about it, just because it helps me to make sure that I'm tailoring this for the different levels that are on the class. So thanks so much, Augie. It is still pretty early, so it's 10:49 for us here in the morning. It is a beautiful day, so we've got this beautiful sort of like, I don't know if it's really like a heat wave that you can call it, but it's about like 15 degrees and sunny, which is a little abnormal given what it was a couple weeks ago, where we were already starting to get into the very, very low temperatures. So it's really awesome. I hope you guys all get a chance to be outside, spend some time outside and all that. I think I said everything, right, Dave? Dave? Well, he's not answering me. I think because it's a 10-second delay for him because he's listening to it in the headphones. But awesome, kick it with Dang. I'm so glad that you started your day right, and I'm so glad that you're here. So now he's laughing because he just heard it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Honestly, I really love doing these live streams because it's so much fun to just connect with you guys. Awesome. Augie, I'm glad the stuff that you could do felt great. And honestly, I'd really be curious to kind of chat with you to see which things maybe weren't working, because then I can kind of tailor it again. But honestly, that's one of the things that I really love about yoga is that things that look easy sometimes are very challenging. And so if you're finding that, you know, if you're looking at me and you're like, wow, that like she makes it look really easy, like just keep in mind, I've been doing this a really long time. And also just because it looks easy doesn't mean it is. So typically in yoga, you know, a lot of it is like activating the right muscles. It's also about sort of getting that mind-body connection and breathing. And so typically if you're doing it right, you'll feel it, even if it's, you know, an easy pose. So I think I'm going to probably end it here. But again, thanks so much for everyone that kind of stayed tuned till the end. I agree, Rexel. It's all tough because it's all about that control in the body, and getting that control in the body is really hard. And to control it and make it look easy is very difficult. It's kind of like, you know, I have a lot of respect for like ballerinas and dancers and things like that make everything look so fluid and seamless and you know, just graceful, because it actually takes so much strength to make that look like that. All right, so I hope you guys have the most amazing weekend. I hope you guys are able to get outside and enjoy the weather. Hopefully it's nice where you are, and if it's not, I still hope you get to go outside because I think it's a really great time to do that. Nights to start prepping dinner. Augie, I hope you have an amazing dinner. And you know, I'll see you guys next time. So have an amazing weekend again, and till next time. Okay, bye everyone.